girl, comedian Miss B, and I was just interviewed by Keith Andrews on the Keith Andrews Network. He's doing an amazing job and a great thing. I would suggest anybody continue to watch his episodes, support him. It's worth supporting. This is your girl again, comedian Miss B.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Keith Andrew Network. It is episode 649. That is right, 649 of the one and only Keith Andrew Network. I'm here with my good friend, Ms. Bernadette. I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show, and it's a real honor and privilege to have you on the show. I just want to say thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Now, for people who want to know what my talk show is about, the whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities to never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. Is to prove them and stem out to something. So hashtag break the labels. Just want to make sure you can hear me okay, right?
Yep, I can hear you.
Hey, because I noticed you were looking to the side.
Oh, no, because something came up on the screen. It distracted me.
Now, the first question I was going to ask you is, where are you based?
I am now based out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, nice. And for people who don't know a little about Atlanta, Georgia, that's the home of WCW, World Championship Wrestling, back in the day.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And also the home of Bill Goldberg as well. I'm a big wrestling nerd.
Ah, okay.
So the first question I was going to ask is, how's life growing up? And when you were in college, were you a study nerd or party animal?
Actually, life growing up, I grew up with foreign parents, so life growing up was super strict. It was a lot of books, a lot of just super strict. My parents were just super into, like, you're gonna go to school, you're gonna go to college, you're gonna be a doctor, you're gonna be a lawyer, you're gonna be da 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 da. And it was just very, this is what we want you to do. It just, that. And then college, not so much a partier, because once again, books were super important. So, no, I mean, not to say that I never went out, because I did go out, but no, that was not my main focus, was not partying. I did that after.
No, absolutely. And I do apologize how my hair looks. I use my chair kind of like a bed, so when I kind of lean back and I get up, my hair's kind of poofy and in different directions. So I just noticed my reflex, and it's like, maybe I should have combed my hair before I got started.
Oh, no, you look fine.
So the next question I was going to ask you is, what did you major in?
My major was social work, and I've done nothing with that major. I actually didn't end up liking it. It wasn't for me, but that's what I originally majored in: social work, minor in psychology. And I actually decided that that's just not what I wanted with my life.
No, absolutely. Now, before I ask you this one, I want to ask you one question that I always ask. I try to have fun with people. What were some of your favorite things you did in gym class, or favorite things you like to do, like sports-wise, and did you ever want to major in that?
I did. I was a runner. I was a distance runner, and really and truly, I did sports just so I could stay after school. Because otherwise, I wasn't allowed to stay after school. So I joined the track team So it would force my mom to let me stay after school.
For me, it's funny. I always make that joke, and I never did this on the air, so you're gonna be the first person I do this with. Everyone's like, "What is the sport I like doing?" I'm like, "Well, I used to ball. I like shooting hoops when someone doesn't throw the ball directly at my face. But when we come to running, it's like I'm not really a big runner, so I'm gonna ask you what I asked them. Ask me why I'm not into running,
Why aren't you into running?
because I never wanted this to happen.
Ah!
I mean, it'd be funny to see, but I'm a loser. I like that type of thing.
Oh no.
But now go to the serious question. What made you want to be a professional stand-up comedian? And how long have you been a professional stand-up comedian?
I've been a comedian since 2002. I actually fell into it by accident. I actually was my friends that pretty much peer pressured me into doing an open mic because I really had no interest in. I just didn't mind being a jerk just cause, or not just being not so much a jerk, but just my opinion. I gladly would share it freely, but I ended up peer pressured really and truly by my friends into going to an open mic. I did it. I loved it and have been doing it ever since.
No, absolutely. And I think everyone can agree at one time or another in their life they got in a little peer pressure, or they might have been the person who, and I am guilty of this, and say, hey, why not just try it one time, they give you, not, I never really thought about it as peer pressure. I just say, hey, why don't you just try it one time? It won't kill you. It's like saying, drink a beer, have a sip of beer, or, I'm not promoting smoking or drinking or anything. I'm just saying it's like one of those things. It's like saying my sister likes sushi, and I never had sushi before. She's like, oh, have a sushi. And it's like, it's not going to kill you. It's like one of those things. It's not really peer pressure, but it kind of falls under the category of you're kind of being pushed in something you didn't want to do.
Yeah, I get that.
But the thing I want to ask you is because I really like that you're a stand-up comedian, and I do want to hear some of your favorite stand-up jokes. Well, obviously you're sitting down, so you have to be a stand-up. But
My favorite jokes to tell, I like telling stories. I like talking about my life. I like just talking about things that I observe. I mean, I just love my favorite joke. I think all of my jokes are almost like they're your kids. They're your like creations. I can't say that I have necessarily a favorite joke. I just like to go with the moment and whatever comes to my mind and talk with the audience and just really feel what the audience is feeling and go from there.
no, absolutely. And what
I,
about, have you ever done any stupid things, or like, you should have done it at the time, but looking back at it, it's actually pretty funny?
I used to do a lot of stupid things. I have been one of those people that doesn't mind just being adventurous. I am the one that's like, sure, let's go bungee jumping. This seems like a great idea. I mean, just even recently, this has nothing to do with bungee jumping, but with everything going on with the coronavirus and everything, like I had an appointment with my chiropractor, and basically, if you're sick or coughing or anything, they won't see you. And when I went in there, they have like a water fountain thing, and I decided that I just kept drinking the water from the water fountain, and the water accidentally went down the wrong pipe, and I was sitting there choking and afraid to cough to get the water out of my windpipe because I was like, if I cough, they're not going to crack my back and I'm in so much pain. I need my back cracked. So I just literally sat there just gagging quietly to myself about to die because I'm afraid to cough because I just really want to be seen and I don't want to not be seen because I'm choking on some water.
No, absolutely. And then, actually, while on the subject, how do you feel about the coronavirus? For me, I just want. Let me explain how I see it. I'm trying to find the words for it. So I'm a disability firing up. For me, I have ADD and ADHD, so I constantly need to do something. I need to be focused. I need to be networking. I have to be up moving around. My dad's like, look, the city's in chaos. You know, the shit's hitting the fan. Unfortunately, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And, you know, get your head out of your ass. But I can't do that. I mean, yes, I can get my head out of my ass, but I physically need to have a routine. I have to get up and walk around and do things. I can't just physically sit there and be like, okay, I'm going to sit here for 2 weeks and stare off into the great beyonder or whatever.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm going to continue my routine. And what I'm going to ask you is, do you feel that the coronavirus has interfered with your routine and how are you coping with it?
Oh, absolutely. It has interfered with my routine because you figure the comedy shows have all been canceled. Work is kind of put on hold. So everyone's kind of home trying to make the best of the situation. I've been doing some random cleaning, spring cleaning, trying to keep myself busy and hoping that it subsides and we get better as a society in general everywhere, so that we can get back to business as usual because entertainers, we're all home.
No, absolutely. You know, it's funny, but it's not funny. Yesterday, you know, for me, I get my contacts, and you're one of them. I get my contacts from LinkedIn and all the social medias, and one person I came across, and I won't give out my secrets online how I get a hold of people, but I came across this one person. I said, "Hey, I know you're in the city," and you know, I introduced myself. Said, "I know you're in the city, but good news, you don't have to travel. We can do an interview via Skype video." And he said to me, "Are you aware of the situation going on?" Yes. And it's like I said something stupid. Like he brought up the coronavirus, and I was like, "Yeah," and I said, "Yeah, and it's that, and it's something." But I was like, I kind of shrugged it off, and he kind of threw it back at me. He's like, "Are you an idiot?" And because there's more to life than you and your talk show. So it was funny, but it wasn't funny because as soon as I told him, the reason I'm contacting you is I'm a talk show host with people with disabilities, his tone completely turned around from saying, I don't want to do your show. Oh, actually, you know what? It's done over Skype. I do want to do your show. So it's funny how
Oh,
he started off like an asshole saying, you
and
know
then,
what? It's the virus. I want nothing to do with people. Well, you're not going to have any contact with me. You're over the computer screen. Oh, well, in that case, I do whatever you want.
yeah, because nobody wants to be like close, so everyone's doing the social distancing. It's everyone's trying to keep safe. This is weird. I mean, weird times right now. Weird times.
It is, and unfortunately, if you want to look at history, 100 years ago, this happened. And okay, you look at 100 years ago, they didn't have vaccines, they didn't have a lot of doctors, they didn't have technology back then.
Hmm.
So, and at that point, you kind of think about they would kind of figure down the road there would be 100 years later something might happen, but they would be prepared. They would have all this stuff. But this is actually a perfect wake up call of saying we're not prepared. Hopefully, God forbid, if there is a next one or next wave of what people are saying, then we are ready. We do have vaccines. We do have things not sitting on your ass, as Dotto and saying, "Oh, let's wait another 100 years to see what happened." I won't be around, hopefully, but what would happen in 100 years? You can't have that type of mindset.
It is not. It's not a. It's just terrible to think that way. I mean, it's ridiculous.
But I don't want to talk about any political stuff. This is not about that. This is not about me. This is about you. And the question I want to ask you is social media. Can social media make you or break you with everything that you accomplish in your life? What are your goals that you want to reach?
Right now, social media is it's a necessary evil, really and truly. It's a necessary evil. Like there's no getting away from social media now because everything now is digital. I mean, it has its good points about it and it has its bad points about it. But you need social media because that's how people see who you are and know who you are and become fans. It's not like so hand to mouth anymore. It is digital. Like, how do they see you? Where do they see you?
No, absolutely. And for an example, a while ago, I was looking up something called, I almost said Kickstarter, but Kickstarter something else. Startup. Startup is like, oh, for $200, we will give you the software, and we work with, Apple TV, we work with a Roku, we work with Amazon Fire or Fire Stick or whatever you want to call it. And like, oh, $200, I can have my episodes on here. And I'm just thinking to myself, no one watches my stuff on YouTube. And that's fine. Okay, it's not fine that they don't watch it, but it's fine as in I'm not wasting my money. But now I'm going to pay $200 to be on Roku. If they're not going to watch it on YouTube, why should you throw money against the wall and say, okay, maybe they would rather watch it on a TV? So it's kind of counterproductive, if that makes any sense.
It does. It does. I think it's all you have to weigh the pros and the cons, and you really have to do what your instincts tell you is best to do, and that's the best way to go. Because if your initial instinct is like, no, it's not worth it, then no, don't do it. But if your instinct is telling you that this is the way to go and this is my next step, then absolutely it's something that you should invest in. But you got to go with I'm a strong believer in go with your instinct.
No, absolutely. Now, I'll actually ask you how many years, but what were some of your favorite performances, like your favorite venues that you ever did a stand-up?
I love doing theaters. I love the roar of the laughter in a large theater or auditorium, and you just hear it. It comes like a wave, and it just hits you. And I love theaters, but I also really like small intimate venues where it's you and like 50 people, and you can just really connect with those people, really talk to them, get to know them, and just be, just that individual laugh, that laugh for just those people is just really awesome to me.
No, you bring up a good point, but we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, I'm going to ask you a little bit more about social media, and then I'm going to pass the show over to you.
Hey, I'm Laura Menino.
Hi, I'm Deborah Jensen.
I'm Linda Collins.
Hi, I'm Marissa Joy Davis.
This is Michelle Wong.
I'm Nancy Rose.
My name is Brandy Hunt. And
hello, my name is Raven Wynn.
Hi there, my name is Giovanna Vidal.
Hi, I'm Monica Thomas.
Hi, I'm Paisley Blackburn.
I'm Ashley Burgess.
Hi, my name is Jeanette Abbey.
Hi, I'm Sharon Spank.
Hey, this is Samantha Moore.
Hi, I'm Melody Jones.
Hi, my name is Becky Yee.
Hi, you're watching the Keith Andrew Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith Andrew. I'm here as Ms. Bernadette. I just want to say thank you for being a guest on our show once again.
Thank you for having me.
Now, before we talk to commercial break, you mentioned something that was very interesting that I've been actually thinking about. You mentioned if you were in a room with 50 people and you connect with every single one of them, then it actually feels great. But the thing is, how do you connect with your audience? And that goes to social media. That I can add to the next part.
Connecting with your audience when you're in a show is just kind of eye contact, talking directly to them, or just in the midst of the show. Really and truly, when you're in person and you're in a small, intimate environment like that, I think it's eye contact and connecting and directing some of the jokes and being purposeful to just talk to them and just be a regular person. And I mean, just talking to people. I mean, like how I'm talking to you, just like, hey, just talk to people.
No, absolutely. I think my biggest problem is that I try to impress people. You know, I try to impress my parents or try to impress my family. But if when you're trying to impress somebody and say, "Oh, hey, look at what I'm capable of doing," you're only going to set yourself up for failure.
You have to make yourself happy. I mean, really and truly, this is gonna sound terrible, but screw everybody else. You have to focus on you and your own personal happiness and let them come to you in your world. And that's the same thing with comedy. As far as some people are going to like your comedy, some people aren't, and it just is what it is. Comedy is subjective. So when I get on stage, like even in a room with 50 people, some people are just going to really connect with me and they're going to love me, and other people aren't. I can't worry about the people who aren't. I'm going to focus on having a good time with the people that want to have a good time with me, with the people that are vibing with me, that are sending that positive energy, and then they just want to laugh, and we're going to talk shit together, and we're just going to, because comedy is one of those things, and as far as entertainers, we feed off of energy. So the energy you give is the energy that we can give back. So I try to focus on, because the moments and the days that I have been on stage and focused on the person that was giving me the evil stares, then I became really self-conscious, and I don't feel as though I did as well of a job on stage as I did when I turned away from the person that was being all funny time in the face and looking at me crazy instead of enjoying the show. And when I focus on the people that were enjoying the show, guess what? Those are my focus. Those are my fans. I'm not worried about the ones that don't care about me. I'm worried about the ones who do care and that want to laugh and want to have a good time. So that's where I'm going to focus my energy on, is those people. Because everybody else.
No, I agree with you. And it's funny, and I'm going to pass the show over to you. I was watching a promo of Triple H talking to Seth Rollins, and he says something along the lines, if you're a millionaire, you're the bad guy. If you're a billionaire, you're the Antichrist. And then he went on and on. But at the end, he says, you have one shot at life. You got to grab life by the throat, and you're going to make the best of it. You're going to make everything. You're going to make life give you everything, because there's no guarantees at the end, because you have one shot. And I watch motivational speeches. If my family doesn't want to support me, you know what? I care about you guys, but maybe I have to stop caring what people think. That's my biggest problem is I do an episode, and then I say, hey guys, I did an episode, and they're like, we don't give a shit. We have our own problems. And that negativity comes over to me. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Why can't I do
anything wrong? You are 600 something episodes in. You're not doing anything wrong. You're absolutely not doing anything wrong. With 600 episodes in, there's nothing wrong.
No, absolutely. And I do apologize. I didn't mean to complain to you.
No, it's not a complaining. It was meant to be for us to talk today, so I can tell you that you're 600 episodes in. You're doing something right.
No, absolutely. Now I'm pass the show over to you. Was there anything you wanted to talk about? Anything you want to promote? This is your time. You can ask me anything you want.
I want to say to whoever's listening, you can follow me, MSB as in boy comedy, on all social media platforms. I will be, once the coronavirus is gone, I'll be backing up and running, telling jokes, motivating people, talking, uh, uplifting and laughing at the same time. I'm on social media. I will respond back. I do talk to people. I will engage. I haven't been on as much lately because the Rona had me just bleh. But I do engage. I will respond back. I will reply back if someone says something to me. I'm not and stuck up where I'm just like, oh, I'm not talking to people because I'm super. No, I don't do that. I like to have a good time. I like to laugh. I like to be positive because there's so much negative out there. And I like to take that negative and turn it into a positive because life is too short. Life is absolutely too short not to.
No, I agree with you. It's like yesterday I messaged one of the women wrestlers that I really liked. And we talked a few times. And I thought, okay, maybe you're interested to do an interview. And her agent said to me, yeah, she's available to do an episode, half hour for you. That was the good news. The bad news was she wanted 100. I don't know if it was from her or not, but the agent said, you have to pay $100 a month. Nope, what the hell was that? I made a promise to myself, I will never, ever pay someone to do my show. I paid one time. Well, that was my friend in Kerrigan Mayhem. I made a thing with him. It's like, you know what? I will do a one-time payment because I really, really want to have him on the show. I want him on the show again. And he's like, give me $50. I said, I really don't want to, but... And after I was thinking about it, after I gave him $50, I was thinking, if I have to bribe you, if I physically need to put money in your pocket just for you to tune me out, be on my show, but to tune me out for whatever time. And no, it was a great episode. I loved it. It was one of my favorite episodes. But that's the fact I have to bribe you to be on the show. Say, well, what do I get out of it? Yeah, you get a viewer, but I can't deal with those people. I like doing the show because you're making a new friend and then you're making a statement. But if I have to jam money down your throat, then I'm not in the business of bribing people. If I have to start bribing them, then those people don't deserve my attention.
At all. Not at all. That's a good stance to take.
No, absolutely. Now, wrapping up, I do have a couple questions for you off the air. When I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what was your honest first reaction? I want you to be brutally honest. When I first approached you to be a guest on my show, what was your first reaction? What made you say yes? And how do you feel now? Would you recommend it to other people?
My first reaction was, oh wow, I really need to check my LinkedIn more often because clearly I'm missing messages and I need to reset my password so I can figure out how to get into my LinkedIn. And I thought, neat. My initial reaction, I'm big on going with my instincts, and my initial was, sure, I'll do it. That's why I responded back so quickly. It was like, sure, I'll do it. What time? When?
No, I'm very thankful for that. It's funny because the other person that I contacted yesterday, I introduced myself, say, hey, this is Keith Andrew. Very nice to meet you. We're friends on LinkedIn. And then sudden pause. She says to me, and why are you reaching out to me? Well, I did just introduce myself and explain how we met. Oh, well, that's great and everything, but what's that have to do with me? I'm like, you know what? I have a better question. Why are we having this conversation?
Basically.
But you can't fix stupid. Everyone, I understand right now in this point of time, the shit's really hitting the fan, and everyone's scared. That's like the line, not to quote movies, lines from movies or anything. It's always darkest before the dawn. So my dad said. No, go ahead.
No, absolutely, I agree.
And, it may seem bad now, but we will get over it. We will overcome this, and we will get stronger. I really hope everyone gets their head out of their ass and wakes up and learns something. But if they didn't learn anything 100 years ago, what? 300 years is you have to wait for something else to happen again? Because 100 years ago, and this is 100 years, question is, what is going to happen in another 100 years? And they're going to look back and say, well, why didn't they? The point is, things will get better. And we just have to stay positive. We just need to stay away from negativity. Fake news and all of that. All that BS. But, that's really about it. But I do have a couple questions for you off the air. But wrapping up, it was a real honor and privilege to have you as a guest. And I'm looking forward to part 2 with you down the road.
Oh, thank you. I'm looking forward to it too.